myself want to really use vocal effects that deal with harmony because I tend to sing all the parts myself. But I came across plugins and I remember them from the past, especially one of these, I believe I remember like when I was younger, and I just happened to stumble upon them. So I'm looking at something that I just created, and none of this makes sense. It's not really a song. It's just something I'm fooling around with just to play around with these plugins. The first plugin that we're looking at is the Ultra Pitch 6 Voices. Now, the Ultra Pitch comes in multiple different variations of this particular plugin, but this is by Waves, and you can see that it's got a lot of stuff to it. Dive into this and show you exactly what it can do. All right, so we're looking at this plugin, Ultra Pitch. I'm gonna slide it down just ever so slightly. All right, and I have track 1 up here. And on here, this is the audio part that I just recorded. I don't even know what I was saying, to be honest, but all right, let's turn that off so we don't have no echo. So this is what I'm hearing right now. I know I want to say something, but you don't got nothing. All right, so this is what it sounds like right now, but you can play around with this thing. Now, right now I have it set on super octaves, but I'm going to just go through some of the presets that are in this particular ultra pitch. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get tongue tied here. All right, so let's listen to it with it on. I know I want to say something, but you don't got nothing. All right, so you can already see it's kind of powerful. Notice that throughout the history of vocal music on songs, whether it's pop, R&B, rap, whatever, there's always various different effects that are used. Of course, we know reverb, delay, chorus, but there are other effects that people use, and this is one of them, like a harmonizer. And sometimes it can be a harmonizer, or it could be just something that emulates chorus. Chorus meaning more than one voice being sung at the same time. So that's what this is. It's like singing octaves, super octaves. But what I like about this plugin, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see it even better. All right, what I love about this plugin is that you have, like, I think this like a spectrum, like a field, a left and right stereo field, and you can pan these parts anywhere that you want within the spectrum. You can also change the format or the pitch of them. Here you have my original part, so I actually can turn this off. Let me press W, press play. I know I want to say something, but you don't got nothing. You can bring the gain up, you can bring the gain down, turn off the different pitches. Like if I want to just turn something on, I can turn it on, or I can turn it off. I'm going to take these off right now so we can just hear without it. And now you hear nothing because I turned this off. And keep in mind, this is my original vocal part. So this is great because you can turn your original vocal part off or on. Or if I wanted to have this harmony on one track and then have the original part on another track, I can do that too as well and blend them to taste. So let me bring this gain back up. But you don't got, add this in. Nothing. I know I want. And then you can see over here when it talks about the pitch. First of all, it talks about the gain, it talks about the pan and the delay, and it talks about pitch. Right now it says it's set at unison -5, all right? And then the format, I can adjust that. So I can make it sound more nasally, more darker toned, all right? I want to say something. Turn the gain up on this. But you don't got nothing. Can you hear the difference in that already? But with this one on. I want to say something. And you can kind of say, okay, yeah, it's starting to sound more like I just sung the part, twice, and I got it layered on top of each other. Yeah, which is kind of what I'm going for. You can adjust the delay in these, which can also give it more of a chorus effect. It's kind of like using delay to make it sound more stereo too as well. I can change the format on this one by using the little wheel on my mouse. I know I want to say something. Maybe you're a person that says, I don't really need this plugin because I record everything myself. I do my own vocals, and I can understand because I do the same thing. But it's always good to just try to play around with new things because it does spark new inspiration. All right, let's go to the next plugin, which I found, which is called the Sound Shifter. All right, and it's also a Waves plugin. Now, if you are not a person that cares for Waves, I understand, and I'm not telling you you have to use Waves. I'm perfectly happy with using all of the effects that comes with Cakewalk itself. But I found the Sound Shifter pitch mono, and then I think there's a stereo version of it too as well. As we look at the Sound Shifter pitch mono, you can see that there are fewer options than there were on the particular plugin we just looked at before. We have semitones. If you're not familiar with semitones, a semitone is a half step, whereas a tone is considered a full step. So like if I was playing C, D, E, those three notes would be considered tones. A semitone would be C, C sharp, D, all right? Because they're all going up by half step, or I can go backwards, C, B, B flat, and then go down half steps that way as well. So we have the semitones. We also have the sense. Now the sense is going to affect the tuning itself. It sounds like without. I'm going to mute the other track. Press W. All right. This is without. Looked around, but I didn't know what to see. If you was checking, then you better let me free. Okay. All right. This says something that I spoke. Okay. You might hear noise in the background too as well, because when I recorded this, of course, I had kids, in the room, just like normal. The ratio, which allows me to control the way this sounds, and it's kind of moving everything. But my frequency is set at 440, so we're tuning to 440, of course. And then I have a destination, which may change too as well. And what this kind of changes the format of everything too as well, but it also does change the tuning. So let's listen to it as we keep adjusting it in real time. Looked around, but I didn't know what to see.
If you was checking, then you better let me free. Free me. Free me.
Okay. Now we can go up.
Around, but I didn't know what to see.
And we have different modes. We have a transient mode.
Looked around, but I didn't know what to see. If you was checking, then you better let me free.
Not quite sure what it did. It does seem like it changed the sound a little bit, but then you got punch mode and then back to transient mode as well. All right, so I mean, it's just a really cool plugin that you can use sometimes to get, some cool effects on certain parts of your song. So the question is, will you use certain plugins like this in your project or your song? Let me know in the comments below. If you're new to the channel, hey, you know what to do. Smash the subscribe button, click the notification bell so you're notified every time that I post new content. If you want to see more videos covering various different things in Cakewalk, how to use Cakewalk, how to, create songs, how to discover different plugins, how to use the plugins, this is a channel for you. So definitely look at more videos. YouTube is going to recommend the next video. I'm not quite sure what it is, but whatever it is, I hope it works best for you. Feel free to click on it. I love you all. Take care.